When someone comes to a minister to get prayer and they don't see the miracle happen, they're not healed, the demon isn't cast out, whose fault is it? It's clearly, the Bible says, it's the person praying, generally a minister, it's their fault. And I showed this, the scriptures where I get this, but there's all kinds of blowback, you might say, from this. And I understand, because ministers have given excuses. They've blamed other people for their lack of faith the whole time. I call it excuseology. There's all kinds of excuses. But let's see what Jesus Christ says. He explained all this. This question has already been asked and answered. So let's see what the answer is. Now, I gave it another other video. But the teaching, the brainwashing that ministers have done about this to get themselves off the hook is so strong. A lot of times people just can't see what's in the Bible. So we're going to look at it yet again. And that's why I have to, if you watch my channel, that's why I have to bring this up over and over. So the disciples couldn't cast this demon out of a boy. He was having all kinds of problems. The root cause was a demon. They couldn't cast it out. And so they can't, Jesus did cast it out though. So you can go back and check out the whole story. All right. But this is the part we're concerned with. This is the big question everybody asked. The disciples, they were human beings as well. They asked that question too. So they came to Jesus privately. So who was in this room or wherever they were? It was Jesus and the disciples, because it was privately. And they said, why could we not cast it out? The big question. Why weren't they healed? Why didn't the demon leave? And Jesus said to them, clearly, Jesus Christ, who's God, said this because of now who is the disciples? There's no one there but them, because they came to Jesus privately, probably because they were a little ashamed, right? Because of your unbelief. If you don't have unbelief, right? If you've got faith as a mustard seed, you'll say to this mountain, move to here to there. Nothing's impossible for you. Nothing. So the problem is unbelief. Bonus. The problem wasn't generational curses. The problem wasn't legal rights. The problem wasn't because this kid had an uncle that was a Mason or he played Dungeons and Dragons when he was 3. The problem was the person praying for them, the disciples' unbelief. A lot of people will say, no, brother, the problem is prayer. This demon doesn't come out with prayer and fasting. That's because of their unbelief. So Jesus is saying, if you have unbelief, you're going to have to go pray and fast. If you do not have unbelief, if you have belief, if you have faith, it'll come out, it'll leave, and you don't have to run, pray, and fast. Or actually, you're supposed to be doing that before you come against this demon to get rid of the unbelief. The problem is the person praying's unbelief. Don't let pastors fool you.